The latest details and lingering questions after 3 people were found shot and killed on Saturday. Plus, neighbors, co-workers, and community groups coming together to remember a local nurse killed last year.
We want to attack that system at the root and end violence against women once and for all.
Plus, why some say a plan to protect forest land will do more harm than good.
And that's already having an effect, even though financially it hasn't hit yet.
It was a quiet end to the weekend with mostly cloudy skies a good part of the day today and cool temperatures for late summer. Thanks so much for joining us here at 11. I'm John Adams. Tomorrow's going to bring in some changes, and to prepare you, think of a forecast you might see in October. Meteorologist Joe Ranieri is here to let us know what's coming our way.
And we know what that means. That means cool and wet conditions. Now, it's not going to be a day just full of umbrellas and heavy jackets and sweater weather. It will be a little bit cooler, but only by a couple degrees. The one thing that we are paying close attention to are those spotty showers that will be popping up. They won't be all that spotty, though, heading into the afternoon. I think they're going to be more consistent by, I'd say, late afternoon, early part of the evening. So we're looking at temperatures right now in the mid-60s, but tomorrow feeling more like fall, not just for Monday, but the next 3 days or so. Cool and cloudy with a chance to see some thunderstorms. That's really the big takeaway as you get prepared to go back to work for tomorrow. I think those thunderstorms could materialize late in the afternoon and into the overnight hours into late Monday into Tuesday. Heavy downpours late tomorrow night and into Tuesday morning. Models are going back and forth between maybe a quarter, maybe at close to a half of an inch of rain. Regardless, this is the weather maker that's coming in. It's going to be coming in from the south to the north tomorrow. We've already been picking up a little bit of some showers and thunderstorms east side of the Cascades. Well, yeah, it's going to be more widespread threat tomorrow, really throughout a good portion of the Pacific Northwest. And coming up in my detailed forecast, John, I'll talk more about just how much rain we could see and just how cool things will be for as we head back to work and school.
All right, Joe, thank you. We'll see you soon. Well, to the latest now on our wildfire coverage. It's now been 2 weeks since crews about 20 miles to the southeast of Oak Ridge started battling the immigrant fire. In an update today, fire officials say the fire is still 0% contained, but growth has slowed. It has burned nearly 32,000 acres. Conditions today are better, with the cooler temperatures and the higher humidity making it harder for things to catch on fire. There are still closures in effect for parts of the Willamette and Umpqua National Forests. Now to the fast-growing Black Rock fire, which is burning northeast of Madras. This fire, which sparked on Thursday, has now burned more than 32,000 acres. It is 0% contained. Firefighters working overnight. They had to deal with some strong winds, but they did get some rain to help out. There are some evacuation notices in Wasco, Sherman, and Wheeler counties. Crews at both sites are looking ahead to more rain tomorrow to hopefully get those fires under control. And a final update from the Flat Fire in Deschutes County. Officials say that fire is secure after burning more than 23,000 acres. Crews will continue patrolling the area for hot spots until it's covered by winter precipitation. All the evacuation notices in the area have been dropped. And a memorial could be found outside the home in southeast Portland where 3 people were found dead on Saturday afternoon. Portland police officers responded after receiving a call of a suicide inside the home on the 7,000 block of Southeast 64th. When officers arrived, they found a male and 2 females deceased inside. Police say they believe the 3 people were family members. Here is Police Chief Bob Day during a Saturday night press briefing.
First and foremost mission of the Portland Police Bureau is the preservation of life. And it saddens us deeply when we arrive too late to maybe intervene or interdict and complete that mission.
Portland police did not release any updates today on the ongoing investigation. They do ask anyone who has information on what may have happened to reach out to PPB. A man is dead after crashing a car, then running across I-5 where he was hit by another car. This all started at around 11 o'clock last night. Police tried to stop a driver for a traffic stop along North Rosa Parks Way. The driver wouldn't stop, but police chose not to chase him. He still crashed near the on-ramp to I-5 southbound. Police say the driver got out and ran onto the freeway where he was hit by a car in the northbound lane. The driver stayed on the scene, but the southbound lanes were closed for several hours. Pacific County deputies in Washington bring a juvenile into custody on attempted murder charges. It happened at a home in Long Beach just after 12:30 Saturday afternoon. Witnesses told police they saw a 15-year-old boy follow the victim with a knife after a fight and tried to stab them multiple times. They were able to disarm the teen without anyone getting hurt. Community members gathered at Hillsborough's Amber Glen Park this afternoon to remember a local nurse. Melissa Jubain was reported missing on September 4th, 2024. A few days later, her neighbor Bryce Schubert was arrested in connection to her abduction and murder. A year after her death, local groups wanted to highlight Jubain's story.
Showing that it is not an isolated one. There are so many victims of violence against women, and it is caused by the same system. The same one that caused Melissa's death is the same one that is harming women who are in the workplace, in the home, migrant women who are detained and deported, women and all who are denied vital services like health care. All of these are forms of violence against women.
Schubert has pleaded not guilty to the charges. The trial has been postponed until next year. New developments today in Vancouver. Evergreen Public Schools leaders have canceled classes tomorrow after negotiations between the union representing classified workers fell through once again. The district said their bargaining team met through the weekend and will be available again tomorrow. Breakfast and lunch will be available for pickup tomorrow at Heritage High School and Mountain View High School. Also starting tomorrow, family care camps will open at 9 elementary schools for parents who need child care. Both sides have said they're still open to bargaining in good faith. Tonight we're hearing from a local county that says a recent Department of Natural Resources decision will hurt them. Skamania County has a long history in the timber industry, and the county says newly announced conservation efforts will hinder revenue and essential services. Jake Holter has that story.
Well, as Skamania County Commissioner we spoke with says the decision by DNR to conserve more forest will take a toll on the county's critical public services because of lost timber revenue.
We are dependent on this revenue. The schools are dependent on this revenue.
Last month, Washington Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Upthegrove announced an additional 77,000 acres of older state-owned forest is being conserved.
What we're doing today is the largest forest conservation action in Washington in a generation. It will accelerate our progress on climate and habitat goals, create room for innovation, and diversify revenue, while ensuring sustainable timber harvests continue elsewhere to support our schools and our counties.
But Skamania County Commissioner Asa Leckie says he's concerned by this move.
It's a death by 1,000 cuts. As more and more land is put off limits, it's going to directly impact the timber counties' revenue for local government and the schools.
Leckie says timber revenue accounts for about a third of the county's budget.
We're going into budget cycle right now, and we're already looking at making moves in anticipation of losing any portion of our timber revenue.
Leckie says these moves could be putting new county positions on hold or having to turn down sheriff's office requests, which he says is troubling as calls continue to increase.
We saw record calls through January and March already this year. And this increases the cost and current expense in overtime. So the sheriff's office is dealing with that.
Leckie adds that only 2% of county land is developable right now, as the vast majority is state or federal land, which makes it difficult to diversify revenue streams.
We're timber county. The encumbrances of federal and state land, and until some other mechanism is constructed to compensate the revenue loss, we have to fight to keep that revenue.
We reached out to Washington DNR to ask how many of those 77,000 acres would be in Skamania County and have not yet heard back. Jake Holter, KGW News.
Back in the Rose City, it's been 25 years since Portland built one of its first village model shelters for unhoused neighbors who want to live in a community environment. Today, Dignity Village residents celebrated a quarter century at their location near Marine Drive in Northeast Portland. They hosted a community birthday party and fundraiser. Now, these are lean times for the village with a capacity for up to 60 people. Residents say Multnomah County cut funding for the village's only employee, along with donations of bus tickets, laundry services, and hygiene supplies.
We run our own village. We make our own rules. We enforce our own rules. And it's a sense of ownership, and it makes us all grow up a little bit.
Founded in 2000, Dignity Village supporters say it's one of the first self-governed, self-operated villages of its kind in the nation. They say it's being used as a model for other programs. Money raised at today's fundraiser will go towards restoring services and remodeling buildings.